Hi data scientists, my name is Jessica and today we're going to be looking at this question. So we want to write the Python code to construct a multiple linear regression model using production costs and promotion costs as the independent variables and receipts as a dependent variable. And we want to use the model to predict receipts with two types of costs as inputs and store the results in an extra column called predicted. So we have this data frame that gives us the receipt number, the production cost, and the promotional cost, and we basically want to predict the receipt number based on the production cost and the promotional cost. So first, we need to create our multiple linear regression model, and that sounds super scary, but all it is just a function with multiple inputs. So I'm sure you guys all know what functions are. You always take an input. For example, here we input x, and then you want to have an output. So another way to say independent and dependent variables is our independent variables would be our inputs, and our dependent variables would be our outputs. So our model is going to take in production costs and promotional costs as the inputs, and it's going to output the predicted receipt number. And then once we have our model, we're going to use the promotional cost and production cost columns of our data frame to basically predict all the receipt numbers for those costs. So let's take a look at the code and let's go through it. So first we're going to import pandas as always, and then we're also going to import our linear regression function from our library. So first what we're going to do is we are going to create our model, and we're going to call the linear regression function, and then we're going to fit it on our input variables. And what did we say our input variables were? It was the production costs and the promotional costs. So fit always takes in two things. It's going to take in our inputs, and then it's going to take in our output variables, or that's also our independent and our dependent variables. So once we have that, then we are going to create our predicted column. So we're going to use the predict function. And so normally, as you guys have probably seen in other questions, the predict would take in the value of the production cost and the promotional cost respectively, and it would output a singular number, right? It would output like one receipt number based on the definite production cost and promotion cost. But in this case, what we're going to do is we basically want to, so our data frame probably looks something like this. We have something called production costs, and we have promotional costs. Let's say 100, 100, 200, 100. So we want to create a new column called predicted, which is just going to predict our receipt number. So maybe that's 1, maybe that's 2. So instead of taking in these definite value, like singular values, like 100 and 200, we're just going to input the column names, production cost and promotion cost. And what it's going to do is it's going to go through every row. It's going to look at our production cost and our promotional cost, and it's going to store our predicted receipt number in our column called predicted. And that's how you create a column called predicted based on our linear regression model from production costs and promotional costs. Thank you.